Hi, and welcome to a different look at Venice in Italy, and my answer to how I fixed that travel bug whilst in lockdown. And we'd love you to subscribe for travels real and virtual. And my solution, as you can probably tell, is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, blended with images from our trip of late March in 2014. And let's start where most tourists do, in St Mark's Square. Let's be rather naughty and do a flyby, something you can't do in real life. And so you know, within Flight Sim, there's over 350 photorealistic cities. Well, we'll see how realistic, shall we? Also, I'm going to touch on some of the truths around Venice, based on some of the questions we get asked. So one of the common questions is it worth it? Isn't it expensive? Isn't it dirty? Isn't it crowded? Doesn't it get smelly with all those canals, stagnant water? Well, based on our experience from late March, it's absolutely worth it. But yes, it can get busy, especially in and around St Mark's Square. Next, is it expensive? I'd say not compared to pretty much other European cities. And as you can see, you get some pretty amazing architecture thrown in for free. Now let's take a look at the Grand Canal. And one of the things that Flight Sim allows me to do is something obviously you would never do yourself, is take some interesting views. And this is where you can see that the photorealism is, perhaps not photorealistic, but it's still pretty impressive anyway. Oh, and now time for a little factoid. Did you know there are only 4 bridges that cross the Grand Canal? Interesting. But you will cross hundreds of little ones as you travel around the city. And talking about travelling around the city, I want to touch on gondolas and gondola rides. Now, what's your thought on this? Before we arrived, we were very much of the opinion, not really for us, a bit touristy. Well, Venice worked its magic on us, and guess what? Yep, we ended up in a gondola, and what a wonderful experience it was. And in case you didn't know, the fare's a fixed price for a fixed time, and you're hiring the boat, so it's the same price whether there's 1, 2 or 6 of you. Hey, and that's where we picked our gondola up from. And you can also see the canal bus stops, those covered pontoons that stick out, and they've normally got a yellow trim around the top, so you won't miss them. Although in the Venice sequences of Casino Royale, you'll notice they've been very carefully blended out. And now another iconic landmark in Venice, the Rialto Bridge. And if you notice, I put the Italian titles up so I don't have to try and pronounce them. And here's the view from the Rialto, simply iconic. Now I'd love to know if my little experiment has worked. Is this entertaining you? I'd really love your feedback, so please leave me a comment below. Either good, bad or indifferent. Cheers. Now, getting back to those questions. The next one was, is it dirty? Well, it's no Disney theme park being spruced up at the end of every day. But it's tidy enough. It's lived in. It's a real city. And for the next rather embarrassing one, is it smelly? Does it whiff? Well, from our experience, we've only got the one. No, it's not. It's beautiful. And yes, you can find quiet spaces. There's always somewhere you can slip off to. Now a little bit of geeky Flight Sim stuff. There's in essence 3 different ways of viewing the world. One is from inside the cockpit, the other is outside the cockpit, but they offer you a drone view too. And this is that drone view. Now, one thing I would say is, as a drone pilot myself, this is actually a good way to practice. You can replicate the controls of your drone on your controller, and it's a lot safer. But now back to Venice. and its stunning views, including the gondola's boatyard down there. Now there it is, the gondola's boatyard. Now I'm going to add my one negative comment about Venice, and it's a thing we found out as we wandered through the city. There doesn't appear to be any public benches, anywhere you can just sit down, take in the view, or just take the weight off your feet. What's your experience? What's your thoughts? Have you noticed that? Leave us a comment. And now another iconic landmark, the Bridge of Sighs. One of the things we learned on our visit to Venice was certain Venetian words that have entered our vocabulary, such as Arsenal. There's also Lido and, unfortunately, Ghetto. Now, if you're in Venice and you have the time, you're probably going to want to visit some of the other islands too. So let's take a look. Let's sort of start with Murano. And the reason I say sort of start is because that island in front of us is Venice's Cemetery Island. And if you know Janice, we couldn't pass it by. Now, out of respect, I request that you don't take any photographs. So all we have is this virtual view and our memories, of course. Once again, you can see the water bus stops in the shot. Now I appreciate the attention to detail within Flight Sim. And again, another point you pick up is the lighthouse of Murano. Once again back to drone mode to try and mirror a shot I captured in real life. Now Murano is renowned for its glass works, and if you're lucky enough you can leave the island without buying a piece. We weren't. Janice has got a lovely set of earrings from Murano. I've got to say it's a lovely place to visit, and yes, it's a bit touristy, but hey, you're being a tourist. And back to Flight Sim, and as you can see, it looks pretty accurate. I can even see the little blue glass comet at the base of the clock tower. And our next destination, a little further out, another island, once again reachable by water taxi. Now where is it? Oh, yeah, there it is, to the north. Let's spin round. And now this is where reality kicks in. As I said, there's over 350, and with product updates, there's more and more cities being added. But unfortunately, Murano gets the generic treatment. So whilst it's based on a map, it's all a little bland, especially when you compare it to the real Murano. Now I hope you packed your sunglasses because it's colourful. And I would say this charming little fishing island is absolutely worth visiting. And this is where we had, in our opinion, our best seafood risotto. And to answer that expensive question again, it seemed very reasonable, especially washed down with a glass of Italian wine. And it's now time to return to Venice as the sun's going down. the great thing about Flight Sim is you can fly it in real time with real weather, or you can adjust it to suit your personal requirements. So I've fast forwarded a couple of hours and we can see the sun slowly going down, like it was when I took these shots. Now I could come into land now, but I've got a few more surprises for you, so just hold on for a second or two. Here we have a time-lapse view of Venice, and by flicking a few sliders and twisting a few knobs, you end up with Venice on a stormy evening. Oh, but there's more. Who doesn't want to see Venice sprinkled with a light dusting of snow? Doesn't it look fabulous? I know it's pretend, I know it's make-believe, but do you know something? It's a little fun. And now, let's see if we can get home safely. Do you trust me? Okay, now where's the runway? See? That wasn't too bad, was it? So, did my little experiment work? What did you think? Do you like it? Let us know, I'd love to hear. But once again, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and happy travels, however you do it.